This is your girl from Mix and Match, back with another video. I got a couple notes that I took. Alright, you guys got your blanket? Because it's nice and chilly outside, so I am cuddling up. You got your drink, your tea, your coffee, because it's about to be a girl chat. Take a little sip. I had this healthy drink earlier, and I was gonna have that, but I was like, nah, we'll do water. Okay, without further ado, I'm just gonna get into the video. Make sure you got your comfy spot. Make sure, well, you're in your comfy spot, because I'm in mine. Remember, there will be a link to give you some ideas on, just making a comfy spot in your house for yourself. And this is my comfy spot. If I want to drink a cup of coffee, if I just, if I want to shoot a video, if I want to read a book. So basically this is my little comfy spot. So without further ado, we're going to get into the video. And this is a very controversial topic, but it's something that every woman, and man should be aware of, because it does happen. It does happen. And I'm going to come to you with some signs to try to help you identify, if it's happening to you or if it happened to you. I just want to try to help you identify the signs of this kind of abuse. And we are dealing with how to know if a guy / girl is using you or abusing you financially. Okay, I have three tips on how to know, and I'm not just coming to you telling you from my own knowledge. People go to therapists and they tell you from book knowledge, but they never been through it. I'm telling you from what I've been through. And it was very painful. It was very painful. But you can know signs. There are signs. In one of my other videos, I talked about if it's a duck, quacks like a duck, smells like a duck, looks like a duck, then it's a duck. Sometimes we could be so naive as people and believe that everybody wants our good, but really, they look like sheep, but really, they're wolves. So without further ado, let's get started on the first tip. Number 1, they are always asking you for something. Always. It just, whether they're doing it in a roundabout way, or they're just, like a roundabout way would be like, well, I have to pay this bill and I need this and I need that, and making sure you hear what they need or what they want, making sure you hear. And this can be very, very unhealthy, especially, sometimes people see, especially if you're a good person, you're a kind-hearted person, and you have a lot to give, and you care about people, and you want to see them, good. Sometimes you wanting to see them good is putting yourself at risk. Because some people, like I said, they come as wolves in sheep's clothing. They're really just there to use you. So we're gonna move on, and we're gonna go to the second tip. They never really do anything for you, and I'm telling you from experience. You know, when you're down, when you're bleeding, when you're hurting, it's like, yeah, they may be there for you, like, emotionally, but really, they're not really there for you. Because sometimes we need financial help too, even though we have a job, we have provisions. You know, sometimes, you know, you would like a little extra money in your pocket. You might want to buy a pair of shoes or pay a bill, you know, up to date or further along, you know, and it's just that it's like you're always benefiting them. They're always ahead, and then it's like you're trying to, you know, to keep the course. You're trying to keep the course. And I could tell you, for example, like I was constantly giving, and I'm not talking about people that need, but I'm talking to someone that was, you know, they knew my heart. They knew that if they asked, I was going to give to them. And it's like, I'm here working like a dog, you know, here trying to make sure that I have for myself, trying to make sure that if they need, trying to make sure that they have. And that's not a good cycle. That is not a good cycle to get into. And also, when we talk about them giving to you, it's like you feel so imbalanced. And believe me, you, if you are doing this, you will be, you're feeling like what you're actually doing. You know, I felt so imbalanced when I was constantly giving. And it's like, in my mind, like, what am I getting back? What am I getting back? Maybe a little bit of consolement, but what I was giving was way more than what I was receiving. I mean, way more. And that is a definite sign that you are being financially abused. And they may do for you, but trust me, if you evaluate and you sit down, you take a moment, you're going to see that you're the one that's actually doing the most. And to have a healthy, you know, relationship, and to have a healthy relationship, and you look at the scales and you see that it's not properly balanced, it's gonna excuse me, it's gonna drive you crazy. It's gonna drive you crazy. It really is. And when you see that, like, there are signs. I heard a man, he speaks on dating and just relationships in general, and he talks about when you see certain signs, you know, to escape immediately, run out of the relationship immediately, because this can become a cycle. This became a cycle for me. I was in this relationship for about a whole year, and when I looked over that year, I can honestly tell you, he really never did anything for me. Yes, he was there, as an ear to talk to. But there's more areas of life than just being there to talk to. There's more areas, way more areas. And to have a proper relationship, you need a balance. There has to be a balance. Number 3, what I found is that it's continuous and ongoing. This is what I found. It's like once you let someone know, some sides of you, some people take advantage of that. Some people, this one is a very difficult one because in my relationship that I have with this person, I believe to a certain extent he did appreciate the help. But at the same time, it's like it became, how when somebody gets to know you and they get real comfy with you, and then they could think that they could say whatever they want to say to you, just because you're kind or you're nice. I feel that this is what happened. It just became an abuse. It became an abuse because this person got comfortable, and maybe he didn't realize, but at the same time, when you start to voice things and you start to tell them things and they don't make changes, then run. Because I stayed in this relationship for over a year, and it was very hard. It was very hard. I thought that, sometimes you can be enabling people and you think that you're helping them, but really, you're not really helping them. And you're not helping yourself. Because sooner or later, you're going to get tired of it. You are going to get tired of it. And short story, at the beginning of the relationship, in which that's why I put out red flags. These things that I give to you, these golden nuggets, are from experience. And even the Bible clearly states that wisdom comes from sorrow. So some of the things that I'm giving to you is the sorrow that I endured. When we first started talking, my daughter is like, Mom, like something went wrong. He wanted to deposit some money into my account. Came to find out, they said it was a fake deposit. So they shut down my whole account. And my daughter is like, let me tell you something. You need to listen to those people that are close to you, that really love you, that have your best interests. If they have, I'm talking to you. Hey, beauties. If they really love you and you know that they love you and they're not trying to, use you in any kind of way. They're not jealous of you, but you discern and you know who's for you and who's not for you. You need to have that discernment to know who's for you and who's not for you. And when she was younger, they told me, a spiritual mom, she told me, that girl's going to be a counselor. Listen to her when she speaks to you. And she told me, she's like, Mom, she's like, there's just something not right about this. I'm like, oh no. Like I just felt like it was an attack and, a spiritual attack. And I'm like, oh no. he's not like that, and came to find out, throughout, that wasn't the only thing that had happened. He had supposedly has sent me a check, and when I went to go cash the check, it bounced. So I'm thinking, this man, oh, I love you, I love your children, I want to help you guys, and meanwhile, this man, what he did to me was he returned my good for evil. Because when I actually sat down and analyzed everything, I looked at the situation, I'm like, this is totally uneven. This is totally uneven. I started pouring out my heart to him, telling him how I felt about the situation, and it just kept doing. Asking for money, it just kept doing. Even though I'm telling him how I feel about the situation, it just kept doing. And it was that subtle, I need this, I need that. It was subtle. And here in my heart, I'm thinking, I could never be deceived like this. Never. But let me tell you something. If you don't guard your heart and and just analyze it, not only that, make sure that there's people around that you could talk to, and because I suppressed everything. I kept everything to myself. I'm just like, this is, believing that it was God's man for me, and I just kept everything to myself. And when I finally broke free, it's like I saw the full picture. And I was being financially abused. I was being abused. And so I just want to warn you guys out there, you ladies out there, this is like a tricky, this is very tricky, because there's times that people are down. And this is also another way that I began to analyze things, is that I'm like, okay, he's been down for a long time, and I'm like, no. Even the Bible talks about seasons changing. Seasons change. There's a time when we're down, and there's a time when we're up. There's a time when the wind's blowing and when the sun's shining. So I'm thinking in my mind, this has been a long season and nothing's changed. So I couldn't continue to make excuses for the abuse that I was suffering. And if you're suffering this type of abuse, take heed. Because they know who you are, and because they know who you are, it really is hard to actually continue with someone like that, because he knew who I was, and I broke up with him, and then I would go back with him, and it's like, as soon as he got comfortable again, it's like the same cycle began again and again and again and again. So, ladies, gentlemen, this is a very serious matter, whether you think it is or not. I know that there's different situations, and if there are people that actually do take care of the person that they love, and if you're if that's you and that's what you want to do, okay. Okay. But I know where I was, and I know that it was not a healthy relationship, and it was not healthy for me. So if you're in those same shoes, mark my words, it's not going to change. Unless that person, I mean, they really, 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 like, the only way that, you know, like, every circumstance is different. Like I said, every circumstance is different. People have to show you, you know, and that's how I am. I'm all about action, you know, because you could say, but if you don't act, then I don't want to hear it, because action speaks louder than words. So I'm gonna leave you guys with these notes. And one more thing, as I was telling you, if you have somebody in your life that's close with you, that's a family member, a spiritual leader, somebody that really loves you and that is counseling you and telling you and warning you, listen to them. Because I didn't listen to her. And now, you know, I've suffered being wounded. You know, I've suffered being wounded. Yes, I walked away with wisdom, but at the same time, I walked away with pain. So if you can avoid these things from happening, and you see the signs early on, and you address the signs, and you tell them how you feel about things, and it doesn't change, run. Because you will regret it. I mean, like I said, I'm thankful for the wisdom, but sometimes you can avoid the pain. So, thank you for stopping by my channel. I am truly grateful, and I am looking for this channel to grow because I've just been inspired with so much. So please like, share, and subscribe, because there are people out there that need this information. And this is from a woman's perspective. So I'm signing out, you guys, and thank you so much for visiting my channel, and spread the word. God bless each and every one of you. Bye. One more thing. If no one has told you that you're beautiful today, I'm telling you that you're beautiful. God does not make any junk. Have a beautiful day.